Hello, hello! I'm Sarah. I'm a youth librarian with Kent District Library.
And I'm Alantha, and I am a branch librarian at the Lowell branch of KDL.
And we are here today to talk to you about some amazing books. So, without further ado, we're going to go and get started. I hope you're ready. Alantha, would you like to talk about a book?
I would love to talk about a book. So this is Anne of Green Gables, a graphic novel. So there's an actual print novel of Anne of Green Gables, and you might also be familiar with the TV show on Netflix, Anne with an E. And this is the graphic novel version of that story about Anne, who is just this delightful, quirky orphan girl who goes to live with these older brother and sisters on their farm on Prince Edward Island in Canada, and it's beautiful and magical. And the art in this book is just so pretty, and it's just a really lovely read. I really liked this adaptation of the story, and there's lots and lots of Anne books if you like them. So you could read this one, and then you could go and read the entire series, and also read Emily of New Moon. Also wonderful.
I really like that book. It's one of my faves that I have read recently, so check it out. All right, friends, I've got a book for you. It's called Ivy and Bean. Check that out. So Ivy and Bean is part of a series. This is number 1 in the series, and it's about these two individuals on the cover, and you'll never guess it, but their names are Ivy and Bean. Now, Ivy and Bean like to solve mysteries, and they have lots of mysteries that they need to solve, some of which involve normal everyday things, and other mysteries that involve not so normal everyday things, such as spooky ghosts. So, if you're looking for a fun series, I highly recommend Ivy and Bean. Alantha, what else have you got?
All right, so this book is called Black Brother, and this actually listened to on a Playaway, which is a fun little doodad. You just check this out, pop some headphones in, hit the play button, and you listen to your audiobook. I am a big audiobook fan. So this is about two brothers who go to this very fancy private school, and their parents, their mom is black and their dad is white, and one brother looks like their mom and the other brother looks like the dad. So they don't look very much alike. And the black brother gets bullied, and that's what they call him, is Black Brother, and that's why the name of the book is Black Brother. And he actually gets in trouble because there's a big bully at this private school, and he frames him for something he didn't do, and he gets suspended and also arrested. And it's a story about all of that sort of thing, but then also the black brother, Dante, decides that he's going to get back at this bully because the bully's very good at fencing. He's like the top fencer. So he goes and he finds this Olympic champion to teach him how to fence so that he can beat the school bully at fencing. And then he finds other people who have had similar experiences to his own when he's learning how to fence at this Boys and Girls Club after school. And it's a really lovely, sweet story about brothers and friends, and there's social justice, and it's just, it's so good. And it's an audiobook, and it's read really well. Huge fan of this one.
I love audiobooks.
Same.
Alantha,
Same.
what is fencing?
Fencing? Fencing is like sword fighting, but with swords that have little plastic tips on the end, so you can't actually stab people, but you score points by poking your opponent. Yeah, I don't know a lot about fencing. I know a little more because I've read this book, but it's a sports thing.
I love it. That sounds like a sports thing that I could possibly get into. Very cool. All right, y'all. I've got another book for you. It's called Narwhal and Jelly. Now, I don't have the first one here. I'm very sorry. So I've got number 2, which is Super Narwhal and Jelly Jolt. If you would need something happy and lovely and delightful, I'm going to recommend this beautiful, delightful series. It is basically the cutest thing in the history of forever. It's about a narwhal and a jellyfish, and they are friends, and they are precious. It's a graphic novel. Look at this, friends. Look how cute this art is. It is so precious. It's very, very darling. There are waffles. There are strawberries. It's ridiculously cute. They go on adventures. It's lovely. And if you're interested, you can go to the author's website. The author is Ben Clanton, and he has a song about narwhal and jellyfish, and it will just fill you with joy and happiness. So if you're looking for a very happy, cute graphic novel series, Narwhal and Jellyfish, it's the way to go. Highly recommend.
All right, so the next book I have is Snapdragon, and it's by Kat. How do I say her last name? Do you know?
I say Kat Leyh,
okay,
but I may be wrong on that one.
All right, and I feel like it's important to mention who wrote this because this author also has contributed to a lot of the Lumberjanes books. So if you like Lumberjanes, this is a really great book. So this book is about a girl named Snapdragon. Everybody calls her Snap. And she has this little dog friend who she loves more than anything in the whole world. And she lives in this town where there's rumored to be a witch. And the witch does all sorts of spooky things and kidnaps children. And, you know, this is the rumor about the witch. And her dog one day disappears and she goes off to find him. And it turns out that the dog is in the witch's house. Oh, which is terrible, except that the witch is actually taking care of the dog, and maybe isn't a witch after all, but is just like a super cool lady who's running a weird roadkill bones business on the internet. So there's just friendship and magic and roadkill and witches a little bit and a really fun character named Snap, and I just loved this book so much, and it warmed my heart, and it was just... It broke my heart and then put it back together a whole bunch of times. So this book is fabulous, and it's a graphic novel, and the art is really, really nice. And there are critters.
There are critters.
There are critters. I don't know. It's a book about a dog too, which
Yes.
is always good for me.
I mean, we like animals. It's a very, very lovely book. Alantha described it very nicely. It's good stuff. All right, friends, I've got another one for you. This is a bit of an older one. The Invention of Hugo Cabret. It's by, I always mess up his last name, and I'm very sorry for this. Brian Selznick is how I say it. But sometimes I just stumble over last names, and that's how it is.
Is that not how we're supposed to say
I
it?
think that's how
I
it is.
say Selznick.
But it's got that Z and that C and that K in there, so sometimes it's hard.
I hope somebody corrects me if I'm wrong.
Yes, likewise. But you may be like, I've heard of this before. They did make a movie of this one. So, if you read it, you could watch the movie afterwards and be like, this is the same, this is different, this is what I like more about the book, and so on and so forth. So what I really like about this book is it's part graphic novel and part book, if that makes any sense. I will show you. Check out these amazing, stunning pencil drawings. And then, there you've got your story. So it takes you into this whole intense world. And then, there's little baby chapters. And you get to figure out what's going on in this book. But really, the majority of it is just drawn. And there's no words for the graphic novel pages, which I love. I love wordless things. It's amazing. It's so detailed. It's so good. I love the art so much. It's so beautiful. So I'm going to recommend you check this one out, and then you can be like, I liked the parts that were drawn without any words. And you can be like, wow, you can really tell a story without using any words at all. And it's so good. Maybe you could do something like that on your own. So that's what we've got for you today. And, as always, if you have any books that you want to recommend to us, feel free to do so.
Oh, please do.
We love that. We love that. Alantha, is there anything you'd like to add?
I don't think so.
Yes. So, check out some amazing books. Have a lovely, lovely day. And we will talk to you later.